back in black. Yeah, that's right. I'm back and I got black on. Big deal. Anyways, thanks for coming. Welcome to the show. For this episode, I want to make one of these little vanity tray type deal things, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I've seen some videos on this from some different YouTubers, and they take a Ferrero Rocher box, you know, one of those fancy candy boxes, and they turn it into something really cool. So I want to do my thing and I want to try it too. So if you're interested, keep watching because we're about to jump in and do this thing. Okay, for this project, the first thing you're going to want is one of these Ferrero Rocher or whatever boxes, okay? This one is kind of a bigger one. All right, now you're going to take this thing out. Might be able to use that for something, so we'll save it, okay? So now, you've got the bottom of the tray, and that's the part I want to use for this project. All right, so the next thing is I just put some wax paper down, and I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and we're just going to kind of go to town on this. I'm also going to do the inside of the little ledge or edge. Okay, so now I'm going to take this glitter and I'm going to sprinkle that all over. Okay, so there it is. And now we're going to let that dry. Okay, so now you're going to take your ornaments, okay? You need 4 of them, but all you need is the top part, okay? You know, the part where the hook goes? You want to see if you can snap this little piece off. Okay, so all you want is the cap, okay? So go ahead and do that to all 4 of them. All right, so now I'm just taking a pair of scissors and I'm kind of flattening, you know, these little spots where that metal was. If you can. If not, I don't think it's like, you know, the biggest deal in the world. Okay. So now once you have that done, you want to take your Gorilla Glue and you're going to put a decent squirt in there. Then you're going to take one of these little crystal gems and you're going to set that in there. And you want to get it, well, first of all, you want to get it as straight as you can. Okay, so as it turns out, that little bump there, it is going to make a difference, okay? So it's nice and flat on this end, but not so much on the other. So to fix that, I have these lids, okay, from these little bottles. And guess what? they fit in there perfectly. So now that will be flat and this will be flat. So we're going to glue them in there. And I want to make sure that they stay. So I'm going to use the old faithful Gorilla Glue. Okay, so now we're just gonna let these dry. Gotta give it, 24 hours. Okay, so now your little gem should be dry in the little cap, okay? So we're gonna cover the cap, and you can use whatever you want, but I happen to have just a few mirrored tiles left over from some other project. So I'm gonna go ahead and start laying those down. Now, keep in mind, it's not gonna be perfect. And that's okay. Okay, so once it's done, it should look like this, or however you decided to do yours. Now that glue in there kind of ruined it for me, but that's going to go on the bottom, so you're not really going to see it. Anyway, so here's all 4 of them. Okay, not perfect, but good enough. So you're gonna let that dry for a little bit. All right, so by now, the inside of this should be dry. Okay. Not completely, I can see right there, but that's all right. So now we're gonna go ahead and attach the little feet. So again, I'm going in with Gorilla Glue. Okay, so there's our little feet. Okay. Yep, nice and even. Just what I wanted. Okay. So now we just wait and let that dry. Okay. So we got our little feet on. It's nice and even, feels good. So the next thing you want to do is, I have a mirror, okay? And it should fit, yes, it fits right inside of that. Okay, now this is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I do. So I'm going to use Gorilla Glue to attach it. The only thing is, I already put the glitter down and I shouldn't have. I should have probably waited and gone around it, but whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, so got plenty of Gorilla Glue on there. That looks good to me. So we're just gonna press that down and hold it a little bit. But I feel like, what if I set this on there to add just a little bit of weight? You know what I mean? Yeah. That'll be good. Okay. Okay. We've actually added 2 things for weight, because this has got a bunch of rubbing alcohol in it, so it's relatively heavy. you know, for this. And that is also going to help these dudes to stay down as well. So we'll wait for a while, and then we'll come back. Okay, for your animal fact today, we're going to talk about the ring-tailed lemur. These guys are one of the world's oldest primates, coming in at about 70 million years old. They also are one of the only primates that have blue eyes. They have those rings around their tails, and they always have 13. I don't know why, that's just how it is. And in that society, the females are in charge. One of the things that they came up with is to raise their tails really high when they're out in a group, and that's so it's like a flag and they keep everybody together. Another thing they do is they sunbathe in the yoga position, and that is to get the most sun on their underbellies because they don't have as much fur there, and they need to get warm before they go out and forage. Now, this is kind of weird, but you know what else they do? They self-medicate, all right? They go out there and they get high by somehow ingesting millipedes. So I don't know if that's, you know, something that humans should or could or will do, but yeah, that's, what the fuck? By this time, this should all be dry, and the mirror that you've put down should be in place. Oh yeah, that thing's not moving. Okay, cool. So now, what we're gonna do is, I've got this bling adhesive, you know, sticky paper, whatever. It's a whole sheet. Okay, I got this off of Amazon. I think it was like $8. Ah, shit, it doesn't even make the whole line. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, you know, bling out the sides, and you're just gonna measure it. I mean, you can measure it, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. So let me do that. I can't do that when you guys are watching. Hold on. All right, so I went ahead and I cut out some strips. Turned out it was like 10 rows wide, okay? And I screwed up on one, so, but I kept it. See how I went off to the side a little bit? But I kept that because these strips do not go the whole length, so I'm still gonna need some more, okay? So, if I can prop this baby up, we're gonna go ahead and apply these. God, I was gonna say, is this a joke or what? Okay. Where the hell is it? There it is. Why can't you see it? There it goes. Oh, it's because of light. So pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest. Now these end pieces are a little tiny bit longer, so I am able to wrap that around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we have that little spot and that little spot. Okay, so how many little rows do we need? All right, so it is a little tiny bit noticeable, but not terrible. All right, so what about this last guy? How many does this one need? Okay, so that's it. I really like this. I think that it turned out, you know, super cute. And I'm gonna clean up this mirror, and then I'm going to put a little plant or a little something on there, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all set up. So thank you for coming to the show. I really appreciate you guys. And I've got some cool ideas for some new stuff. So if you don't mind, I'd love it if you stay tuned. And we will see you on the next one. Be safe out there.